Life is a waterfall. We're one in the river and one again during the fall. Swimming through the void, we hear the word, we free ourselves and we find it all. Cause we are the ones that wanna play, always love to go and we always get to stay. And we are the ones that need not choose, always wanna play but you never have to lose. Angels in the sky, when you free your mind, you free your life. Life is a waterfall. We drink from the river, then we turn around and create our thoughts. Swimming through the void, we hear the word, we free ourselves and we find it all. Cause we are the ones that love to play, always love to go and we always get to stay. And we are the ones that need not choose, always get to play but you never have to lose. Angels in the sky, when you free your mind, you free your life. Angels so up high, when you free your mind's eternal prize. Angels in the sky, when you free your mind, you free your life. Angels in the sky, when you free your mind, you free your life. Angels so up high, when you free your mind's eternal prize. Ah, ah, ah,
Hello and welcome to today's Sunday service meditation. Please find a comfortable position to either sit or lay down and start breathing in and out, focusing on your heart center, releasing any worries of the past or future. Imagine yourself as a dedicated gardener, deeply connected to a beautiful, thriving plant which you've been taking care of for a long time. Picture this plant as a symbol of your personal growth and well-being, the embodiment of your hopes and dreams. Its delicate leaves and intricate roots mirror your emotions, thoughts, and potential for growth. As you embark on this journey, let your heart guide your actions as you care for your cherished plant. Every day, you water the plant with love, attention, and positive thoughts. You provide it with nourishment in the form of experiences, knowledge, and self-care, feeding the soil in which it thrives. This daily ritual represents your dedication to your own self-growth, self-love, and self-improvement. As time passes, your plant flourishes, just as you do when you invest in your well-being and personal development. Its roots grow deep, symbolizing the strong foundation you've built through self-reflection and self-compassion. You may notice that the plant is outgrowing its current pot, just as you, as well, need to seek new challenges and broaden your horizons. With care and tenderness, you gently transfer the plant to a larger pot, providing it with the room it needs to continue thriving. This act represents your ability to adapt and embrace change, to create a space for your personal growth and self-discovery. Now, observe the leaves of the plant. Some of them, once lush and vibrant, may have started to wither and turn brown. These leaves symbolize habits, thoughts, or behaviors that no longer serve your growth and well-being. Just as you care for your plant by removing these leaves, you too must let go of these harmful habits. With love and intention, you reach for the pruning shears, gently cutting away the dead leaves. As you do, you recognize that this pruning process is essential for your own growth and for the longevity and vitality of your own well-being. Each leaf you remove is a step towards personal renewal and positive change. Now, you can gently turn your awareness into your surroundings once again, breathing in and out, while you carry with you the awareness of your journey as a loving gardener, nurturing your own personal growth. By tendering to your own growth with love and intention, you become the gardener of your own life, cultivating a thriving garden of resilience and personal fulfillment. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for listening, and please enjoy the rest of the Sunday service. Bye bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's card reading. My name is Arshia. Today's card deck is by Rebecca Campbell, the Rose Oracle card deck. It is very heart healing, at the same time very grounded and gentle card deck. So let's see what is kept for us today. I have received 4 cards. The cards are already pre-shuffled. The first card is the Breathing Rose. So it says heart healing, emotions, connection, time, eases. This is what this card is saying. So as you can see, there's this beautiful rose here, and there's a lot of relaxation energy, there's a lot of healing energy. So what I am seeing in this is that when you are going into heart healing, going into mirror exercise, you need to provide yourself this sort of ease, this sort of relaxation. So right now I would just suggest breathe in and out through your heart and listen to this ceremony. And the minute you give yourself that relaxation before going into your heart space, before feeling your feelings, you'll be able to feel deeper. You will not be scared of your feelings. You, even if it is scary to go deeper, this sort of relaxation and choosing to connect from a place of that breathing in and out through your heart, and maybe doing a small meditation before connecting into your heart. You can do the twin flames meditation that is there in the website. You can do that, the meditations by Jeff and Shaleia. So, and then maybe get into mirror exercise to go deeper so that your heart is open and relaxed like this. So that's the energy I am getting in the first card. The second card is Brothers of the Rose. So as you can see, sacred masculine, honor, protection, support. So yes, I can feel a sense of there is something that you are ready to create, or you have planted, or you can see the woman in the middle, she's carrying, and there is a lot of protection around. And I feel like, yes, a goal maybe, look, so that your goal is protected, to have your goal protected. Now, for example, a carrying mother will need a lot of care and protection and a daily routine, probably, where she can wake up and do her yoga or something of that energy. So if you are in the process of manifesting a goal, make sure that you give yourself a very loving, protected space. Call in Father God for that loving, protected space. And you need honor and support. So do choose to claim the support and honor your process, honor yourself. A lot of grounding energy is what I'm feeling. So allowing yourself to just ground and practice grounding. A lot of grounding practices will also help. That is what's coming up in this card. And the third card is the bud. Again, beautiful colors, as you can see. It's called the bud. Potential, promises, it's about to happen, keep going. So beautiful. So there's a mirror here, as you can see, and there's potential, promises, and it's about to happen. So, well, whatever you're doing, you're in the right path. Only thing is, what's coming up like very strongly to me is how to achieve these seeds that you have planted or goals that you have planted, is through grounding it, is through bringing a grounding method to your current reality. So, and bringing in balance. Do you see there's a lot of mirror and balance in this? So bringing in balance, maybe it is a lot of action oriented process that you're going through. So during that action oriented time, how will you bring a balance between the inner world and the action oriented world, right? Like, how will you balance spirituality, and how will you balance your action towards your goal? So that the answer to that is basically grounding. So grounding will be bringing in activities in your life which will help you have a regular routine. Having a regular routine and being present, yes, a lot of presence will also help you. So to access the presence, it's always safe to give yourself that routine. Maybe start with a meditation in the morning, a twin flame meditation by Jeff and Shaleia, so that you can ground into union consciousness. So that's what I am getting with that card. And the last card is the fourth card, came as an extra message. Generally, three cards are what comes up, but the fourth card also arrived this time. So the inner child, yes, the child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. Yes. So, well, you are working towards your goal, you are going towards your goal, but making sure and remembering that to be gentle with yourself, to, as you are protected by the Divine Father, calling in the Divine Mother into the tender areas of your heart, into the very vulnerable spaces of your heart, and bringing in gentleness and tenderness as you go through this process, as you go through whatever your goals are. Let it be twin flame harmonious union, let it be life purpose, finances, job, whatever it is that you are working towards, you have to be gentle and tender towards yourself, so that you don't take from yourself. Because what is showing here is innocence also, so that you don't take from yourself your innocence, and that vibrant nature, the play nature should be nurtured by the inner mother in you, or just by calling in Mother God and nurturing that and keeping your innocence, which means a lot of self-care, a lot of self-care while you are action oriented and focused and doing this. A lot of self-care for yourself is what's coming out. I hope the card reading helped everyone. Thank you so much. God bless.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Church of Union Sunday service. I am Neelam. I take the privilege to invite our executive ministers, Laurentiu and Alexandra, to present the sermon today. The topic of the sermon revolves around daily rituals and daily habits. This sermon is all about what and why do we need to have practices which are regular on a daily basis, and how do we go about making those rituals permanent. How do we plan the day, everything around that. What are the priorities and what are the ways that we can keep focus on those priorities, everything around it. And this sermon is so much close to my heart because when I began the journey, I remember that I was like very keen to heal every upset that my twin flame was showing me, and that was the only agenda I had in my mind, not knowing that there was so much other magic that was on this journey. But yeah, to begin with, that's what I started with. And I started with my group healing sessions with my coach. And from one session to the other session, there would be a gap of 6 to 7 days normally. And I would not even look at my feelings because I would feel that I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of an ambience. I don't have this, that, all that kind of excuses, I would say. Or maybe there was this unconscious way of living that, my coach is going to help me heal my upsets, and I would even not take the responsibility of feeling my feelings and the triggers that were coming up from my twin flame throughout the week. I would just shoo them away. I would just postpone them till the day I meet my coach. But then they would be so piled up that I would be overwhelmed during my sessions. And yes, and thanks to my coach, it was pointed out in one of the sessions that I need to ground myself before coming to the session. And my coach kind of sensed that I was always so anxious about my triggers and anxious about what do I need to talk about that day. And I was scattered all over the place, and I didn't understand at that point of time what I was doing wrong. But then my coach also emphasized during the sessions that I need to ground myself. We all need to feel into the feelings. And it was emphasized in the sessions that this is your homework, feel into the feelings, sit with your feelings. And that kept ringing in my ears. And I understood that there was something that I was missing on. And that is why I was so anxious by the time I would come for my next session, my group healing session. I was having so much of anxiety that I need to talk, I need to talk, I need to resolve this. And it was not grounded way to be. And yeah, I realized that the missing factor was that I wasn't allotting a time for my practices. I was not even allotting a time to sit silent and feel into my feelings. I wasn't doing any meditation because I felt I'm short of time. And I was like not doing what was necessary to achieve my goal, and that was healing. And because of that, I realized that because my energy was so scattered, and I was in more in anxiety and more overwhelmed most of the times, and I was so triggered, and I would want to run from the triggers and wait till my next session, that I realized I wasn't balanced, and because of that I wasn't paying attention to my physical health. I stopped going to the gym, I started eating more, and I kind of justified in my head that, oh, I'm doing so much of healing, there's so much happening in my life, there's so much my twin flame is doing to me, life is not easy, and I would not hit the gym because I would feel I'm not left with time and energy to do anything for my physical health. And that way, as I was growing more and more healthier and obese, in fact, and I started getting some physical problems also, like my thyroid levels were fluctuating and it wasn't feeling good as well. Yeah. So I realized that this anxiety, and then my physical health, and me not getting into a routine for my own physical health, of course, then my mental health also was also in a toll, because it is all there, like when I'm anxious, I'm not mentally fine as well. So yeah, so this had to do with something that I was doing wrong, and it took me a long time to understand that yes, I need to have a ritual, and how do I need to manage the ritual, how do I need to first of all come to a place where I can have it all planned. And I realized that there were so many things I had to move, I had to do it, but it wasn't like very organized. So I think this sermon is about how can you do it in a very compassionate way, how can you do it in an organized way. You don't have to be harsh on yourself, which I think I was. And had this sermon like been there before, if I'd heard it before, I think I would have managed my routine with more compassion, and I would be able to plan my day with more grace and utility. So yeah, so the sermon is about how do you go about it, like when you have those energies which are being focused on things that you don't want, and rather than the things that you want. And all about it, everything around your daily rituals and habits. So yeah, so I think this sermon is going to be a great takeaway for all of us. It's not about any one stage of our life, because achieving goals is something that is happening all the time till we are in this physical body. We always have these goals that we have and desires that we have, which we want to fulfill. And thus this sermon is going to be useful at any stage. Even today I feel I'm sometimes wanting to struggle. I'm struggling, and I want to uh, kind of shift my energy from certain things and put it into other things, and I struggle with it, and I need to put some effort and some consciousness over there, some awareness over there to do it. So this sermon is helpful even today, and I know it's going to be helpful tomorrow and forever, because it's an ongoing process. The goals change, but goals, we always want to go deeper with our goals, and to go deeper with our goals we need to have that strong practices where you have allotted time and energy for achieving those goals, which are important to achieve those goals. So yeah, so the sermon is going to be a great takeaway for all of us, and I hope you all are going to enjoy the sermon. I'm always looking forward to meeting you all after you watch the sermon. And yes, I invite you to visit unionism.org and show your love there by contributing there, so that we can spread the teachings of unionism throughout the world. And I'll meet you at the end of the sermon. Thank you so much.
Welcome everybody. We are Lawrence and Alexandra, Executive Ministers of the Church of Union.
Let us begin our sermon today with our 3 opening Oms and with our opening prayer. As always, you can follow along aloud or in your heart. And now for our opening prayer.
I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word.
Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what He has spoken and accept it as His will. I will be obedient to His word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name,
Om. Amen.
Welcome everybody. Today we wanted to talk in this sermon about just daily foundational things that you can do to ensure that you have success and results in the twin flame journey or in your spiritual awakening journey as a unionist. And I think coming back to the basics, coming back to the fundamentals, understanding if you're applying the fundamentals in your journey in your life appropriately can really provide you the degree of insight that you require to go to the next level, right? I think like sometimes we want to go to the next level in areas of our life, be it twin flame journey, be it life purpose journey, be it like whatever you might be focusing on right now. And what I find is that I always have to go deeper with something very basic and fundamental. And I always have this idea that, oh, I should know this, or, oh, but I already studied this. And maybe if you find yourself that you have similar thoughts, or you have confronted this energy, or you have you just thought about this or in this way before, it's safe to see that always you can deepen in the way that you learn. You can deepen in learning more or refining in the way that you apply the fundamentals and just the basic things in your life, that for me I feel like when I go deeper in this area, I actually have like a lot more security and confidence in myself and in my spiritual journey, because I usually find a deeper awareness, a deeper healing is happening when I choose to learn, when I choose to humble myself, and when I choose to practice fundamentals over and over again. And sometimes it's really just about practice and being committed
And persistent.
Persistence, exactly. Don't forget that one of the 8 keys of harmonious union is persistence. And I think like with that comes also consistency. And with that, what I want to say is that you cannot just heal some upsets with your twin flame that you might feel more comfortable to heal right now. You will have to like allow yourself to feel through all of the feelings that are coming up, and not to maybe ignore the big elephant in the room in your relationship, and heal, do the mirror exercise on things that are maybe more comfortable or feel safer to approach. You have to really allow yourself to apply the fundamentals on all things, right? And maybe I mentioned safety because that's something that I'm currently moving through, like feeling safe to approach maybe deeper upsets within myself, or upsets that seem kind of scary, right? And here I know like none of the upsets are scary, right? But when you're moving through the feelings, it's important to give yourself the space to feel and feel safe, and heal yourself, love yourself in those spaces, right? So applying the fundamentals, daily things that you can do, because I think like I can go on a tangent just about that, but I don't want to do that. Daily things that you can do. And here I'm gonna give you some ideas, but the main thing that I want to drive here is for you to allow yourself to build some habits or some rituals with yourself to go deeper in your spiritual journey and to support you in whatever goal you want to achieve, right? here, what I want to drive home with this is that if you want to achieve your harmonious union with your twin flame, if you want to achieve perfect union with your twin flame, if you want to achieve having a joyful relationship with your finances, if you want to achieve having a joyful and abundant relationship with your life purpose, or whatever goal you have, I want you to listen to this sermon and allow yourself for a moment to think about a goal, like something that you're currently working on right now, and allow yourself to think for a moment. You can do it right now as you're listening to the sermon, or maybe afterwards you're going to take some time to really sit with this one, right? But I want you to get very clear on the following. What is your goal? Like, what do you want to achieve? Like, what is that next level that you're going for in your life, in your ascension journey? And then I want you to take some time to feel your feelings about it and see, like, how do you feel maybe just about the progress that you're making there. Do you feel like you're moving at the speed that you desire, right? Do you feel like you're moving too fast, maybe too slow? Really spend some time with yourself to feel how you feel about it. Just how are you progressing here? And do this without any judgment, without any criticism, because even when maybe you know what you need to do, right? Maybe you know that, you should be doing this or whatever. I think you don't need to be hard on yourself here. Just very, non-judgmental, just very compassionate with yourself. Feel how you feel. Are you happy with how things are progressing? And depending on your feelings, here, if you feel good, congratulations. If you don't feel good, allow yourself to move through those feelings, right? Do the mirror exercise, love yourself, forgive yourself, have compassion with yourself. And either if you feel good or not, I want you to encourage you to see if there is like something that you can do in your day, or if you are maybe doing something in your day right now to support you towards that goal. Like, how are you supporting yourself in your life in that goal? And, for example, let's take a very general thing, like you want to achieve harmonious union with your twin flame or perfect union with your twin flame. Then one habit or one ritual that you can build in your life to sustain that is to heal about your relationship with your twin flame and to dedicate time in your day where you do that, right? Another ritual that you can do is, studying the teachings. And why I say ritual or habit or things is because it should really become kind of part of your life. It should become part of the foundation of how you, conduct yourself, right? And this is like some exercises that I've been doing personally to help me kind of go deeper in my next level in my life as well. Focusing as well on our union and, going deeper in our harmonious union, obviously, and also in my life purpose. And one of the things that I did was like, okay, how can I support myself better? What do I need to do? How can I improve here in just allowing myself to go to this next level? What is required of me to do that, right? And it's a lot of things. It might be that, you just need to heal, but maybe when you're working on projects or, you might have action steps that you need to take. You might need to build a plan. You might need to analyze your finances, right? There might be like many things that you need to do. So this is why it's really important from my point of view. And what I went deeper with lately is just giving myself the time in the day to focus on that, right? Giving myself the time in the day to, do the mirror exercise, sit down with myself, have a daily meditation practice, have time dedicated for myself, for our union, for things that are important, right? And really focus on those aspects of my life that I want to grow. And maybe I had to pull some energy away from some places that, it's not like they didn't bring me joy or I didn't want to do them, but I saw like, okay, what is my priority? What is really supporting my life right now? So let's give an example. Maybe I'm going out with, I don't know, I'm going out drinking. I'm not going out drinking, but just if I were, like I'm going out drinking, every weekend, and I have this goal in my life that I would want to achieve. The way that I would put this is like, is this habit of me going out every weekend supporting myself into achieving that goal or not, right? And making a real assessment, like putting up the pros and the cons of doing a habit or not, or having like a certain, activity that occupies your time, right? And what I want to really drive home with these fundamentals, what is fundamental here for you is that, you have to see that every day, we're human beings, there's 24 hours in the day. And while we are infinite beings, divine children of God, we do live, in the 3D world right now. And manifesting your twin flame union in the 3D, we do have to honor the laws of life, here, and go deeper with what they mean. And what I mean by that is that you do have to honor your energy through what you're doing in your day-to-day activities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And knowing where your energy is going is really, really important, right? And you have to allow yourself to be honest with yourself and see where does your energy go on a daily basis, and are you happy with the I don't know, the places where it's going, and continuing to have this level of kind of self-reflection and analyzing yourself, analyzing your energy flow, and seeing, do you feel drained in some places? Maybe you feel very happy about some places, right? But maybe you feel not so good in other places. It's really about analyzing all of these places in your life where your energy is going, and making kind of like a logical assessments about what's going on. And
Mm-hmm.
I think something that really helped me here, as I was moving through this piece with myself, was something from Life Purpose class. It's actually two things from Life Purpose class, but one of them was like Jeff and Shaleia were speaking how, they don't move or they don't take action if something, doesn't really feel good, right? And this is there's two facets for this. Logically, it makes sense that this is the next step that you have to take into your life, right? This is the next step for you to maybe grow your business, right? Or, growing your financial abundance. But it doesn't feel good. Well, if that's the case, that means that maybe there's a block there for you to look at, and you work to those feelings and what doesn't feel good with the mirror exercise. On the other hand, maybe it doesn't feel good because actually it's not aligned with the direction that you want to go into. And I think like that's a place where personally I was like kind of getting stuck, and not realizing that I simply just have to let go. I have to let go of those things that just don't feel good. And those were activities, people, aspects of relationships, not like full relationships, right? But maybe just some aspects of some relationships, activities, as I said, what else? Places where I was investing money, maybe, and many, many things, right? And I think having this ongoing conversation with yourself, where you look at where your energy is going and keep yourself in check, and being like, okay, is this me investing energy, is this supporting me towards the goal that I want to achieve, right? Is this supporting me towards going deeper in a relationship with God, achieving my harmonious twin flame union, going to that next level in my life? Well, if the answer is no, then most likely you do have to like end that, cut that from your life in one way or another. And it's not what I want to say, like caution. Do take your time to like go through this process of analyzing those things, right? Don't just like, okay, this is not supporting me, bye, it might be like that, but do allow yourself to go through the whole healing process. And I think that's really important for you here. Go through the full healing process and see, do you feel peaceful to let go of a certain activity? Do you feel peaceful to move your energy from one place to another, right? And sometimes what I felt that might not feel peaceful is you might have attachments. And here, overcoming attachments is one of
the key elements here, because with attachment you may think you actually feel good about something when you don't. And that was maybe one of the things that you moved through, like realizing, oh, this actually doesn't feel good. And you may need to really be honest, fully honest with yourself whenever that happens, to be able to get clear. Because you may think, oh, I have this activity and look, it helps me heal here because it provides me all these insights. But maybe the way it provides you insight is not the healthiest way that you can have, because maybe there is a better way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And here you do have to kind of surrender and allow yourself to explore, where do you invest your energy. So again, this is a thing that we encourage you to do daily, to be present daily with the things that you care about in your life, right? To have a deeper commitment towards yourself, towards, what you want to do, right? The main point here is for you to go deeper into a commitment with yourself and to hold yourself accountable to it, and to really allow yourself to like go through that period where maybe it's a bit challenging to be committed. And what I mean, like, it's a bit challenging to be committed, maybe you feel like, oh, I had this with exercise, because this exercise has always not been something that I, enjoyed. At the same time, I know that I haven't practiced all the types of, physical activities in the world. So it was just a question of me finding the right one. But definitely I have gotten into a place where I was kind of just I was a bit procrastinating, right? But at the same time, I wanted to have a deeper relationship with my body. I wanted to lose some weight. I wanted all of these things. So, I had a goal, lose some weight. But at the same time, I had no energy behind it, right? So this is where it's very important to see that where you invest your energy really matters. And that you do have to invest your energy into your goals. And sometimes it might be a lot of energy that is required for you to achieve some goals, right? And I think this is one of the main misunderstandings that some people have about the twin flame journey, is that, oh, I'm gonna do a mirror exercise a few times and it's gonna be there, and it might require for you to like really go deep within yourself and have a deep relationship with yourself, learn how to cultivate that deep relationship with yourself to attract your twin flame and be in union, right? And here you might have moments of doubt where things happen. But I think like always remembering about that desire in your heart and why you started to do this, it's crucial, right? But coming back to me and my exercise, I was realizing that I wasn't really putting energy behind it. So I started to put energy behind it. And at first it was challenging because I was like, oh, well, maybe I could use this time for something else, and this is not really enjoyable for me. So I had to like really move through that process, right? Because again, I knew that exercising is a good thing. At the same time, I wanted to have a relationship with it that feels good. And that means that I had to experiment a bit with it. I had to see what I like and see what I don't like, because I kind of started in this area of my life. And I realized like, yeah, in a way I do have zero experience, right, with exercising. And that's why it's so daunting and it feels like, where am I gonna go? I know it's a good thing for me, right? I know logically, right? But just because I kind of was like, I didn't start, I had no relationship, no energy behind that whatsoever, it was intimidating. And maybe, you feel like that too in some areas of your life where you feel maybe inexperienced or you haven't tried, and it's like, what am I gonna do? And here, one of the biggest things that I have healed is just allowing myself to just be curious and kind of have like a childlike approach to this, right? And be, try things out, learn, see what I like, see what I don't like. When I like something, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm gonna do more of that. And starting to put energy behind it, starting to, really do something day by day. And that's what I really loved about, I know when Jeff and Shaleia talked in Twin Flame Ascension School and Life Purpose class about this as well, and their own journey with this particular area of their life, I felt comforted because I know like I can look at them and, they have gone through like a similar process at some point in their journey as well. And I wanted to talk about this topic and how to like really start something in your life or go to the next level, right? By increasing the energy that you put into it, ultimately. And you increase the energy that you put into it by paying attention to it. Kind of comes up with Shaleia says in the meditation CD, where she's like, to love yourself, you have to pay attention to yourself, right?
The Twin Flame Meditations.
Yes, exactly, Twin Flame Meditation CD. And I always love that, to love yourself, you pay attention to yourself. So therefore, in order for you to love yourself by, pursuing a goal in your life, you have to pay attention to the goals that you have, right? And to see what is the things that you need to do to, go to that next level. Maybe some things are, you do have to take care of yourself and practice more self-care. Make sure that you have like a proper schedule that supports you. Make sure that you eat properly. Drink enough water a day, and you see some sun, right? You just very basic things. But I find that whenever I kind of ground and allow myself to be in these places and really just have that certainty in my life, I can focus on my inner work and I can focus on, anything that I want to achieve much more easier, right? And I think like in those moments, I also have, for me personally, I feel more aligned and more in tune with God and with my, my life purpose or my twin flame, depending on the area that I'm working on. And I think that's a really beautiful thing to feel that alignment, right? And again, maybe at some point it's gonna be a bit uncomfortable, but as you move through that, as you feel your feelings, as you heal, you're gonna be able to really have just alignment and fall into harmony with yourself and with the direction that you want to move into. And yeah, I think that's the idea. I think just one thing that really comes to mind with this that I want to touch until we kind of conclude is that ultimately, that you're watching these sermons, so I assume you want to go deeper in your spiritual awakening. Everything is based on your relationship with God, and your foundation in everything in life is your relationship with God. So if I am to take just one thing for you to kind of ponder on and see how you can improve or what you can add in your daily routine, in your daily life, it's like, what can you do what can you do just every day as a ritual, as a new habit to go deeper in your relationship with God? Maybe you want to do just a daily oracle card reading if that's like something that you love how to do. Maybe it's just meditation. Maybe it's having just a walk outside or a hike. Maybe it is, starting exercising. Maybe it is in the way that you eat. Maybe it is in doing something with your twin flame. Whatever it might be, Just allow yourself to explore, and not just explore, but also take action on that. Like, really implement it, and really hold yourself accountable to it. And if you have to, write it down, keep a bit of a journal, see how you feel about it, do it a week and then revisit, see, is it working for you, is it not, maybe do it 2 weeks, um, and see how you feel. Really be in touch with yourself, and how you again invest your energy into these activities that support your foundation as a unionist, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important to do that and be persistent with these activities to support yourself because you matter. And you taking care of yourself and giving to yourself during the day, it's really important to maintain a healthy relationship with yourself and with your inner work. Because if you don't give to yourself, like how would you feel good to do more of that? Because if you take constantly from yourself and don't give anything, you just stop giving, you stop doing anything for yourself.
Yeah, so that's really important to, again, be very mindful where you invest your energy on a daily basis, and invest your energy in God. Invest in your energy in things that bring you more joy, and that bring you more peace ultimately in your life, because that's how you harmonize and come into alignment with God deeper, which ultimately will help you achieve all of your dreams. Right?
Mhm.
Good. So that feels very good for me. Then let us conclude this sermon with our closing prayer and our 3 closing ohms. Again, you can follow along in your heart or aloud.
Father, I accept your word into my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union, that I may be forever in union with you.
I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word, and will share your teachings with him in any way you ask, and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name,
Om.
Om.
Amen.
Amen.
Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teaching of union with God wherever you find them and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator.
And now for our 3 closing ohms. Thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful week, and we see you next time. Namaste.
Namaste.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this sermon. It is such a beautiful piece by Laurentio and Alexandra. It is so profound because it gives us all the insights of how we can handle our 24 hours, how we can handle our day, how do we need to go about it, what are the things that we need to take care, and how do we actually decide what is important and what isn't important. Everything about it in this sermon has been so profound. So, the way the sermon has begun, the way Alexandra started off with, if you want to deepen your own practice in whatever you're doing, if you want to go deep in it, you need to practice the fundamentals of that particular thing, the basics of that particular thing on daily basis. And this is so important and so simple yet important, that maybe we miss upon it when we are not aware, when we are not present, when we are not knowing consciously where we are putting our energy. So, Alexandra encourages us to self introspect, to actually do the real assessment of what is it that we really want. Starting from there, how do we go about it? What are the things necessary? What are the fundamentals to achieve that goal that we need to have in our daily practice? And are we really doing it? And if we aren't, where are we putting our energy? And wherever we're putting our energy, Alexandra encourages us to actually look into that place. Is it really making us happy wherever we're putting our energies? Is it aligning us with God? It's so important that whatever you are spending your energy with, it needs to be a place where it's actually taking you closer to God. And that is why self introspection is where you need to begin with. With all that said and done, you need to go ahead and actually put energy in things that are taking you towards your goal. And if necessary, switch the energies from the places where you're feeling more drained, you're not happy doing it, and yet you are doing it in an auto mode, probably in an unconscious state. Getting aware of it and pulling that energy from where it's not required to where it is required, and putting it in our daily practice. Now, Alexandra mentions over here, I love that point because I think I had a place where it happened with me, switching energy from what you really don't need to achieve your goal to where you need to achieve your goal, switching that energy, putting that time and energy into something else now, sometimes can be difficult. And it is very clearly mentioned in the sermon, it is difficult because we are attached to the idea of doing what we have already been doing. It kind of feels very, very comfortable, so we continue doing it. And to do that, it is so important to be honest with yourself. Laurent, you clearly mentions in the sermon, being honest with yourself, that where you're putting your energy, is it really making you happy? It may be something that is necessary for you. It is something that you need to do for one of your goals, but maybe the way you're doing it, it's not making you happy. So it's so important to be honest to yourself and seeing that the rituals that you're doing daily, where you're putting your energy, are those places really making you happy? And are they supposed to be done the way you are doing them, or you need to change the way of doing them so that you are more happier throughout the day, you're more energized, you have more space for doing the things that are more important? So it was it was really, really important to note that point. And I love it when Alexandra mentioned in the sermon that a statement by Shaleia, that if you love yourself, you have to pay attention to yourself. Makes so much of sense. Like, in an auto mode, we're just rushing with things. Rather, we should take a pause and pay attention to ourselves. What are we actually doing? What we are doing, is it really taking us where we need to go? And are we really doing anything about it? And are we preserving our energy? Just like it was mentioned in the sermon, that yeah, we are divine beings. Undoubtedly, we are divine beings, but then we are living on this planet. Alexandra mentioned uh, as an important point over here, that if we are living on this planet, we need to follow the rules of the land, and the rules of the land tell us that energy is limited. We need to channelize it in the right direction. We need to have those 24 hours split in the right way. And maybe journaling can help, and whatever needs to be done to do that self introspection. Alexandra encourages us to go ahead and do that self introspection. Yes, in the sermon is also mentioned that you might come into some place of doubt, because leaving the old energy patterns and getting into new energy patterns can sometimes get challenging, and sometimes doubt might seep in. So the best thing over there, she mentions, is take a pause and ask yourself, why did you start in the first place? Why did you start doing what you're doing in the first place? And then get back to that routine, that ritual. Sometimes we're going to the gym, and yeah, I've seen that I want to give up. I feel it's too much. Like, and then I ask myself that, why is the doubt coming in? So why did I start in the first place? The moment I realize and remember that part, I get the focus back again into where I need to put my energy. So yeah, And a lot of emphasis is also laid on self care. Alexandra sums up the whole sermon and says that self care is something that we must pay attention to, because when we are focusing on any goal, the foundation is self care, self love. So, looking after our health, our physical health, and putting in energy into, planning our diet, going for the physical routines, I mean, the exercise routines, and eating right, drinking enough water, having enough sunlight, all of that is so important, because that's self-care. And Laurentio mentions in the end of the sermon, which is such a beautiful way to close the sermon, that if you're not taking care of yourself, how would you achieve what you want to achieve? So the most prime thing is, give yourself first what you need. Make yourself happy by doing the things that make you happy, by being in the present and making those changes in your daily rituals. One, and two, the self-care. Filling your cup is something, I remember that quote, that filling your cup and then pouring it into others, or pouring into what you really want to do, energizing yourself by first self-care and doing it later, is one of the great takeaways from this sermon for me. And yeah, to sum it all, it's a beautiful sermon. And thank you all for joining us in this sermon. Thank you, Laurentio and Alexandra, for this masterpiece. Invite you to visit unionism.org and show your love there, donate over there. You would find all the previous sermons over there. And you can also like and subscribe our YouTube channel, where we have all the recordings of the previous sermons, but we also have the after tea time discussions on these topics of the sermons, which are done by unionists sharing their viewpoints on these sermon topics. And yes, if you want to be an active part of this after tea time discussions, you can be an active part. You can join them live on the spiritual discussion group on Facebook, and be a part of the sermon. And yeah, thank you so much. Have a great week ahead, and God bless you. Namaste.